All right, I'll record this. All right, so bonds can be sold at face value, or they can be sold at a premium, or they can be sold at a discount. And the market interest rate can affect what the bonds are sold at. Well, in the problems that you're getting, you're not going to have to worry about the market interest rate. The problem is going to tell you it's going to be at 100, at 25, at 112, whatever it happens to be. So they're going to give you what the rate is that the bond is being sold at. Now, when we look at this here, here's an example. So again, in the parentheses, I have put in what that 98 means, but that's not going to be in the problems you get. I just did this for you just to kind of get used to it. So assume that on January 1, 2014, Candlestick Incorporated sells $100,000 of 5-year 10% bonds at 98, which means 98% of face value, with interest payable on January 1. The entry to record the issuance is cash. So the way you do it is down at the bottom. You do the face value times the at percent. So in this case, the face value is $100,000 times, and the at percent is 98%. That gives us a cash of $98,000. Now, since the percentage is less than 100, that means that this was sold at a discount. And the way you find out the amount of the discount is you take the face value minus the cash to get your discount or your premium amount. In this case, it's a discount. So our face value is $100,000. Our cash amount is $98,000. So we have a face value of we have a discount amount of $2,000. So we're going to debit cash, $98,000. We're going to debit discount on bonds payable, $2,000. And then we're going to credit bonds payable, $100,000. So all of these will be on the homework and on the test. You will have the issuance at face value, issuance at discount, issuance at premium. You'll likely see all three of those. Okay. All right, so let's go down to the next slide. Let's see. So this is showing you a representation of what the financial statement would look like. So what they do is they count for the discount on the financials so that you can actually see the discount on the bonds payable, and then showing kind of what the face value is that's left of the, or not the face value, what the face value is minus the discount. Okay. All right. And this is getting into the total cost of borrowing bonds at a discount. We're not going to get into this part, so we don't need to worry about this, but you can look over it if you want to. All right. Now, the next part is amortization of bond discount. So don't freak out about this because you already know how to do this. You just didn't realize it till this point, maybe. But amortization of bond discount is very similar to depreciation. So remember how depreciation, we took the cost of the equipment minus the salvage value, and then we divided it over the useful life? Well, what you're going to do here is you're going to take the bond discount or the bond premium, and you're going to divide it by the bond, the length of the bond. So if it's a 10-year bond, you divide it by 10 years. If it's a 5-year bond, you divide it by 5 years. And then each time you do the interest, you're going to amortize that portion of the discount or that portion of the premium. So I'm going to show you how you do that here. So here's an example. Assume that Candlestick Incorporated's bonds previously described to sell at 102. Oh, we haven't got to the amortization yet. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. We're going to look at premium first. I just realized these slides are kind of in a weird order. I'm going to move that one there. Okay. So assume that Candlestick Incorporated bonds previously described sell at 102 rather than 98. So by now you should know that 102 means 102% of face value, right? So the entry to record the sale is, so the way we get our cash number is face value times the at percent, right? So the face value is $100,000 times 102% gives us $102,000, and that's our cash, okay? And then in order to figure out if it's a discount or a premium, it's the face value minus the cash. And in this case, it's a premium because the cash is $100,000. The face value is $102,000. So we have $2,000 more than the face value, so it's a premium. So this is how you would do the entry for the issuance at a premium. You would debit cash $102,000. You would credit bonds payable $100,000. And then you would credit premium on bonds payable $2,000. So this is an example of an issuance of bonds at a premium. Okay? Issuance of bonds at a premium. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to the next one. Okay. And then this is showing you kind of what the issuance of bonds at a premium would look like on the financials. How they show it. We looked at one, how they do it at the discount. This is how they would do it at a premium. All right. Okay. So now let's see. I'm going to see. Then this is again showing the cost of borrowing, which again, we're not going over that, but if you want to look at that, you can look at that. I'm just kind of looking here to see, okay, now we're going to look at the amortization piece. So I already talked about what the amortization was, that you're dividing the bond discount or the bond premium over the life of the bond. It's the same thing for a bond discount or a bond premium. So we are going to do a couple problems where we actually get into dealing with the bond issuance, dealing with interest, and dealing with that amortization piece. So we're going to have an opportunity to work on all of those together. So let me stop the recording here, and then I'll start a new recording for the first problem.